What's going on YouTube? Another knife review for you guys. This is of the Emerson CQC-10. I've got my Emerson collection out here just to kind of accompany this knife. Here's a CQC-8, the CQC-13, the mini CQC-15, the Horseman, Combat Karambit, Super Karambit, and the Gypsy Jack. I've also owned the A100, the mini A100, the CQC-15, and also so the CQC-7V, all of which I have reviews of. And then the only one that I didn't have a review of, which was the very first Emerson that got me all started on Emerson, was the HD12. It was the full titanium version of the HD or CQC-12. So that was one of the two frame locks that Emerson did. So that one and then the HD7. So those were special runs. Very hard to come by, also very expensive. I'm so bummed that I got rid of it. I wish I could have it to accompany, but the CQC-13 has been one to kind of get me by, not having the CQC-12, mainly because of the Bowie style blade. You know that the CQC or HD12 is supposed to be a kind of like an AK-47 bayonet. Anyway, but enough talk about that. Want to give out two quick shout outs. The first one is Trenton111. Trenton111, you have to check out his channel. This guy has got just beasts of custom blades. He's got so many amazing custom blades. I think he kind of just skipped all of the production blades and stuff like that. I think he's got like maybe 2 or 3 production blades. I don't even know, but you know, all his reviews are of these really high-end, just awesome and beautiful custom blades, especially Tad Gear blades. So check out his channel and subscribe to him, because you'll just be blown away by the stuff that he puts out. It's not all that frequent, but when he does put out something, it's just an amazing blade. The other one is Gencraid, Gencraid. This guy's got a total Emerson fetish. Not only does he own Emersons, but he always sends them out to like Tom Crine and Furk, and he gets them all customized, with gets titanium bolsters, and basically he redoes the entire blade, with all new handles and everything like that, and just keeps the knife blade. So all his Emersons, most of his Emersons are all pimped out and just really beautiful reworkings of these awesome Emerson knives. So anyway, so we're looking at the CQC-10 today. I just got this one recently, and this is a really cool blade. It's one that I kind of avoided because of the spear point blade, but as I continue to look at it, it was one that I just continued to gain more attraction to, just like every other knife, right? I saw there's not too many reviews that I've seen on the CQC-10 on YouTube, and one of them talks in particular about this knife handle, saying that this hump right here, where this handle humps out here, is very thick and is very uncomfortable. He said that his middle finger happened to just fall right on, I can't remember who the reviewer was, but it fell right on that hump, and so it said it made it very uncomfortable. As I put it here, to me personally, it doesn't make it any less comfortable of a knife. I think it's very comfortable. Naturally, it sits, my 2 fingers being medium to small hands, I guess. Not small, but thin, thin fingers. It sits perfectly. That little hump sits right in between my ring finger and my middle finger. So 2 fingers sit very, very comfortably in this handle. And the fact that it's, wider here or thicker here, offers a very comfortable grip in my hand. Really a lot of handle to be able to grip on. So it is very comfortable. One of the kind of, I guess, special attributes of this blade, outside of the recent releases like the Reliant, the Endeavor, and the Traveler, I think this is the only normal blade outside of the Karambits that has a thumb hole. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that the CQC-10 is the only one that has this little thumb oval, if you will. Still has the wave feature. And I think that was also another reason I stayed away from this knife, because I like the thumb disc so much on Emersons. But for this one, it works totally fine. I think it could go either way and have a thumb hole or the thumb disc. But it's very, it's simple to deploy. Like Spyderco, you can't go wrong with the Spidey hole. I think with the Spidey holes in particular, though, they have to have, or usually, with the shape of Spydercos, you have a lot more like height on the blade, to accommodate for the size of the Spidey hole. Maybe because this one's, slightly flatter, it gives it kind of like a Strider, with the little thumb bean kind of hole looking thing. You don't have to accommodate as much with the blade, so it's not like this sits out too much or anything, or is detracting from the looks. I think it's totally fine. Overall, blade length is 3.6 inches with a overall length of 8.5 inches, weighs in at 4.7 ounces. This knife, it's again standard Emerson, all that kind of stuff. This is a 2007 model, black blade, obviously. Just compared against all these other knives. I'm not going to totally measure it up against all these knives, but just so you can see, how these knives all play out. I'll kind of widen out the picture here. There's the 8, here's the 13. And just so you can get a different take of all these different shapes of these knives. They're just so awesome. I love Emerson blades, and I love the ergonomics of them. The materials, say what you will, but this G10 on these earlier models, I love this G10. The fact that it's grippy enough, but it's smooth where it doesn't tear up your pockets. These 2011 ones on my 8s and my Horseman, my 15, my Mini 15, and my Gypsy Jack. I mean, these are really just coarse G10, and if you weigh them out of your pocket, it does tear up your pockets very quickly. But this one, these two Karambits are very forgiving in terms of the department of the G10. Measured up against Sebenza, lengthwise almost exactly the same. So you can see how it measures up. But this is just an overall a very cool knife. It waves out so easily. I'm kind of wondering if maybe because it's more streamlined right here. The thumb hole doesn't get in the way of anything. I mean, they all wave out just fine, but the CQC-10, I found as I was waving it waves out perfectly. So yeah, it's a really cool knife. What can I say? There's literally nothing else to say in terms of Emerson. Overall impressions of this knife, I really like the spear point, or not so much the spear point, but I like the fact, very utility edge, kind of like the CQC-8 and the 13 and the Horseman. So the curves and the length and everything kind of measure up. The Horseman has a slightly deeper belly, which is nice, but definitely this one is really good. Kind of like a thicker, higher maybe version of the A100, Mini A100, that series. So I definitely like the look of this knife way more than the Endeavor, the Reliant, and the Traveler. I'm really not into those knives at all, so I don't think I'm ever gonna get those. But overall, what can you say about Emerson? The guy is a really stand-up guy. He's good. Just what he does, what he stands for. It's all good. So anyway, that is a really quick video, really quick impressions of the CQC-10 against all these other knives. I love Emerson. That's all I can say. So hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, bye.